Had some difficulties. Good morning. This is this is real love, real love, real love. All right. Good morning. Mercury is motherfucking going retrograde, so excuse my French. Shit is just all kind of wonky. However, good morning. We are here. Shout out to my people that's gonna come back and watch. Like, share, and subscribe. So, today I wanted to talk about dating. I mean, why not, right? Why not? We are all growing and learning every day. And so I have some tips and tricks, not tricks, to help you better understand how that man feel about you. You feel me? Okay. This is I feel like I probably need to pause for a second and ground. Take a couple breaths because this just feel good. It just feel good to do so. If you're not taking a minute to center yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit in the morning, throughout the day, I don't know what you're doing. All right, so I think I'm gonna make this a series. It ain't gonna always be pretty. We're gonna talk about some ish, but today we're gonna be talking about how to know if the guy that you're seeing or the guy that is trying to get at you or whatever the case may be is really feeling you, right? And of course, I might throw a little experience in there for those who come back and watch it. No shade or anything like that. It's just my experience, okay? All right, so again, because we're actually talking about a topic today, I got some notes. Notes. Try to stay organized, stay on topic, you know. So, we all know that when you meet somebody who you might be interested in or who might be interested in you, or you just getting to know, or you back out into the dating field because life after divorce, whatever it is, dating can be a little complex. It could be a little scary, right? It could be a little, because who want to start over? I mean, I don't mind starting over, as evidenced by picking up and moving to Florida. But some people might be okay with, staying in something that feels right for them, because I'll say that, and or that feels comfortable for them, okay? I got my coffee. I had to go get me a coffee with a shot of espresso. I got some shit to do afterwards. So please forgive me if I start. Okay. Oh, here, let me take this out because I don't need it. I want to be able to hear me just like y'all hear me. There we go. Why I feel like I was yelling, y'all. I was yelling. Okay. So, like I said, understanding if a man is genuinely in love with you can sometimes feel complex. Especially because everybody express their feelings differently. Love languages are different. I know I dated a guy before whose love language was affirmations, like word of encouragement and affirmations and affirming who he was, because he had never received that from one. He had never experienced that with pouring into himself, but also he had never experienced that in life, you know? So for him, he needed that, but other people's love language could be buying gifts, could be shopping, could be just quality time. I mean, not shopping and buying gifts are the same thing. Could be quality time, or it could be physical touch. So, and I think whatever the other languages are, okay? So it can be kind of difficult when you are newly dating for the simple fact that you don't know the person, right? And so expressing your feelings, can be a little difficult. I know that's one of the things that I struggled with was being vulnerable and expressing how I felt just because of the things that I had experienced in my life. So I have found that when I am dating, that I find that aspect. We can talk about everything else. We could sit and talk for hours, right? But when it comes to me expressing my feelings, that was a little challenging for me. And it's something that I'm consciously working on even now. So yeah. And then also one of the things that I noticed about me is when I start to express my feelings, I might get a little emotional because that's something that's uncomfortable for me. Just because of like the things that I have been through and the experience that I was blessed to experience. So keep that in mind when you are dating or when you are meeting people and things like that. So even though some people might have different love languages or they might even find it difficult to express their feelings or be upfront and vulnerable, there are telltale signs that you would know that if a person is interested in you. This could be for either men or women, I say. But today, I guess, because I'm a woman, I'm addressing it from a woman's perspective. But then also, I want you guys to keep in mind that this ain't the end all be all, because you might have men who could add to what I'm giving here, and or you might have men that disagree, and that's okay, right? So I got some clear signs and behaviors that I've also experienced, but then also that that should be an indicator if the guy is interested in you, and kind of that lets you know if the guy is sincere or if he's committed to you or not, or if he is, going down the path of being committed to you. Okay. So number one, he prioritizes you and your happiness and your well-being. Okay. Um, a sign that a man is in love with you is that he will actively consider your happiness and your well-being, and he goes out of his way to make sure that you feel good. It's not always about him. Whether that means cooking your favorite meal, making plans that include your interests and not just his, and doing things just to as simple as brightening up your day, right? And then something as simple as I was about to say something negative, and I'm not. excuse me, I don't know if, no, I'm not. It could be something as simple as him buying you flowers, right? Um, I guess I will because it's, I feel like I'm about to have word vomit anyway. But that shit depends because some people buy gifts as a I'm sorry gift, a guilty gift, or whatever they call it. Some men buy gifts to apologize for the shit that they was partaking in last week or the night before. So um I just want to, throw that out there. But yeah, it could be as simple as a nice back rub or a picnic or, a movie day, whatever, but something that you might have mentioned in conversation to him. And he's going out of his way to make that shit happen. He's going out of his way to to not, well, to put you first, to prioritize you, to let you know where you stand in his life. And that's how you know when that man either cares about you, care for you, falling in love, or is in love with you, or has plans for you. One of the things that I've noticed is that consistency, right? If he consistently shows you, if he consistently shows up for you during not just the good times, but also the bad times, the trying times, those are signs that you will know if that guy is really feeling you, if he messing with you the long way, right? A man who truly loves you will want to support you emotionally and be there for you when you need him, right? Another sign that you would know when that man is feeling you like that is when he's genuinely interested in your life and your goals. Now you have to be careful who you share your dreams with. Not everybody is a safe place. Not everybody is a safe person. But when y'all can sit down and talk about your aspirations and what you really want to do, and that man support you, that's how you know. He listens to you when you talk about your dreams, your goals, and your interests, and he remember the details. You're not just talking you're not just talking for nothing. He's not just listening. And then, he can't come back and tell you the shit that means the most to you. If that man not telling you, if that man is not able to come back to you and, revisit conversations that y'all had or your likes or dislikes or your goals, he might not be interested. He might not care. He might just be out for what he can get out of it or out of you. Not even talking about like monetary or anything, but just your time, your energy, and your other things. So those are things to kind of look out for. He also want to know about your day and your week and your friends and how work was, and how your family is, and you make an effort to stay connected to those important things of your life. There's let me take a sip. A lot of the times we try to force situations. I've been there where you try to force somebody to care about you, and that simply can't just happen. That that care and that concern and that love has to be developed on that person's own time. So, you know, pay attention to those signs. If that man is genuinely interested in your day, your week, your family, what bothers you, what's got you upset, what makes you cry, what is hurting you, or if you got an issue. Like I've had situations where I've like bought furniture. Two different times, two different people. I've bought furniture and didn't have the tools to actually put the feet on the furniture. And this might have been like years later. It was like years apart with the two different guys. And one, like, I bought furniture, brand new furniture, and I didn't have the tools to put the feet on, just to like kind of put it all together. So the furniture I had just got it. So the furniture was kind of like the base of it, the bottom of it was sitting on the carpet. And this guy came over and, we were just, I think I might have been cooking dinner or whatever the case may be. And we were just hanging out, just talking and stuff. And he, noticed furniture, like, oh, you got some new furniture? Like, yeah. He noticed that it was sitting on the ground, on the carpet. And he was like, all right, I'll be right back. And I was just like, okay. And this man left and he came back. And when he came back, he just instantly started flipped my couch over and started putting that motherfucker together. Those are signs, that somebody actually care about the things that are going on in your experience, right? I didn't have the tools. I'm just a girl. I didn't have the tools to put the stuff together, and he recognized that. Versus years later, again, and I feel like maybe I was in a time in my life where this person was giving me lip service, and and don't do this. I was comparing the two, but even though I shouldn't have been. But I was comparing the two because, one, I was comparing the service, the way that this person, because I learned a lot from that experience. But the way that this person handled me compared to the way that this person was handling me, and the shit wasn't adding up. 2 + 2 was 4. 2 + 2 was 5, and we know better. But again, I bought new furniture, and years later, same thing. Shame on me for admitting that I still didn't have tools to put my stuff together. Actually, no, I had tools, but I needed a bit. That's what it was. I had the tools, but I needed an extender piece because I couldn't fit the drill in there. Anyway, shout out to my girls who know. Well, my girls who know. And I gave him the opportunity to step up, and he didn't. But one thing I will say this is that I mentioned that I needed the bit, the extender piece that goes to the drill, and he went and bought it and dropped it off. So he went and bought it and dropped it off. I put that shit together myself. So that even just like having that experience, right? So but yeah, so he makes an effort to try to stay connected with what is important to you. So one thing I want to suggest is pay attention to whether he asks follow-up questions, if he's really interested, or he's bringing up things that you mentioned in the past. I just said that. that shows you that he is genuinely interested in wanting to get to know you a little deeper, on a deeper level, and you like your values and your uniqueness and what makes you happy and what makes you sad and things like that. If y'all having a conversation, he just like, yeah, okay, bend that ass over, whatever the case may be. That ain't your man, sis. No, just play. So, another thing I want to say is he makes an effort to build a future together. So a man that is in love with you or who wants you in his life, he'll talk about the future. He'll talk about the future, and that future will include you. Whether it's something as small as next weekend, don't ignore that, right? So this is what I think we should do next weekend, things like that, or this is what I want to do next weekend. That man is including you in his plans because he sees a future with you. Or something as big as life goals, right? I want to buy a house. I want to get married. I want to have children, and be careful, because just because a man want to have children with you does not mean that man see you as a vital part of his life. People, no shade to anybody, but people are single and giving birth to kids and having kids, but they're single. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if that works for you, then by all means, do what makes you happy. But for me, I require and desire a little bit more than that. But just because a man is ready to put a baby in you does not mean that he want to spend the rest of his life with you. It just means that we'll make a cute baby. At least I think we'll make a cute baby. Or, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be connected to you for the rest of my life. So he sees, and when he does that, he sees you as a part of his future and actively include you in his vision. So those are things that you would know if that guy is if he sees you a part of his life, right? Again, listen for the signs that he is making plans with you in his mind, like discussing travel plans, sharing goals, or financial decisions that might impact the both of you. And this can indicate that he's thinking long term when it comes to you. Okay. Another sign that he cares about you. He shows respect and supports your independence. All my ladies so independent, show your hands up at me. No, I'm just saying. Okay. So he respects your independence and encourages you to pursue your own interests and friendship that's not centered around him. A man in love with you will want to be a part of your life, but he will also recognize the importance of your own individual identity. When he supports that, and not because you have to be careful, because you have some people who just genuinely don't care and genuinely don't want to be a part of your life like that. So he'll be like, go, I don't care, or whatever, and also you have to recognize the signs also when that man is like really possessive and he don't want you to have friends and he don't want you to be around nobody, or he could that. But that's a whole nother topic. We'll get to that. Not today. It'll be another. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing a series, and it won't always be pretty like this. We'll talk about some real life shit, right? So this man will respect your independence and he'll want you to have your own identity outside of him. So notice if he celebrates your achievements and supports your goals without feeling threatened. That is the key thing, because I've had experiences in my life where I was accomplishing goals of mine, whether big or small, whatever the case may be. And, I've had men become threatened by the possibilities of who I could have became or who I was becoming, because I feel like everything that I've been through helped me to become who I am today. So I've had that experience before. So You have to notice if he celebrates your achievements and your goals without feeling threatened, without trying to stop you, without trying to sabotage what you have going on. A loving partner who is proud of you and who you are will want to see you succeed, will want to see your personal and professional life, be upgraded, because he knows that when you're upgraded, he upgraded, or he knows that, that makes him look good, especially if he had a part in that, right? He won't feel threatened. Another thing, another sign that would help you to know if that man if he cares about you, or, hey, boo, that's my bitch. No, I'm just playing. If he cares about you, is he's willing to make compromises. It's not just all about him. It's not just his way or the highway or whatever the case may be. He'll compromise, because compromise is a big indicator of love. It's not always about you. As evidenced by me saying that I moved to Florida and I didn't have to really consider nobody else's feelings. But before I did, it's not always about you and what you want. And this ain't a dictatorship. So a man who is in love with you will be willing to meet you halfway, especially on important issues. Even if it's not his preference, because he values your needs and your happiness. Okay. One thing that you can do is you can observe if he makes small adjustments to his habits, his routines to accommodate you, or make sacrifices when needed. Compromises show he's committed to keeping the relationship healthy and balanced. So, especially if, y'all are either just meeting or, building or have been together forever, whatever the case may be, if you tell him like, hey, this is really bothering me, or this, I need help with this, or whatever the case, whatever it is, and he's willing to adjust his time or adjust his schedule to make sure that there's a common ground, then obviously he cares about you, right? If that man is not, and he's like, oh, well, that's you, they ain't got shit to do with me, maybe it's time to move on, or maybe, maybe he's just, he's just not that into you. And that's okay too, because you just go find somebody who is, right? One of the biggest things that I say is the foundation of a relationship is communication, especially honest communication. So if he makes an effort to communicate honestly, so good communication is essential in a relationship. A man who is in love will make an effort to be open and transparent with you, even if it's a difficult topic. Even if that shit hurt, he'll tell you. Even if he knows it's going to hurt your feelings, he's going to be honest about it. Hey, especially if y'all just meeting, especially if y'all just getting to know each other. Hey, I'm dealing with, this is where I'm at. This was before I met you. Or say, for instance, you meet a guy and y'all dating or y'all talking, or whatever you want to call it, for a couple months, and boom, you find out, that, okay, somebody he talked to before now got a baby on the way, or anything like that. And he comes to you and he tell you like, listen, this was before you, but this is what my situation is. I just got a call. What Usher say, these are my confessions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just got a call, like, this is what it is. He's open about it. He's honest about it. So that's how you know, even though he know that that's going to hurt your feelings, and or that it might ruin it, because who want to deal with baby mama drama, right? Especially if it's a new baby, because it opens the door for me, and not that I've ever like had this experience or anything like that, but for me, I'm like, if it's a new baby, that's a possibility that y'all could possibly get back together, right? Because people change, and the life events can pull people together or break people apart. So, but yes, he's open and honest with you to express your feelings, right? Like I shared before, that's one of the biggest things for me is being vulnerable. So for me, I know that I require somebody to kind of help pull that out. Not that it's his job, because my traumas are mine and not anybody else's, or the things that I'm healing from are mine and not anybody else's. However, I know that I'm going to require, or whatever my situation is, somebody who's like, man, you know what I mean? Even if I'm sitting there snotting, because that's one of the things, I get real emotional when I'm talking about my feelings, especially when it's like, when it hurt, and, so I can start crying, So, but also having somebody who's like, man, don't worry about them tears. Like, just go ahead. Like, let that shit out. Let the tears out. You know what I mean? Like, express how you feel, because he understands that this is where I'm at in my life, right? So, yeah, having somebody who encourage you to express your feelings and encourage you to be open and vulnerable is also a sign that he cares about you. Because if he's telling you, man, there you go with that crying shit again, like you might want to run for the hills. You might want to run for the hills. Because baby, he's toxic. No, I'm just playing. So if he's willing to work through disagreements calmly, that's another key factor. Calmly. And he listens to your perspective without getting defensive. Because the way I think might not be the way that he thinks, right? And also, I can give him, it might not even be something that, he was exposed to. So it gives him a different perspective on the way, on the way that I think about it, or it gives him a different perspective on the way to look at it. So open, honest communication indicates he values your trust, and he wants a lasting connection with you. Because somebody who really don't care, he ain't gonna want to talk about shit. He gonna be like, man, here you go with this again. Here we go with this talking shit again. This one is also key. He's vulnerable with you, right? Even though that might be something that a lot of men have a hard time with, especially like, our Black men, right? I feel like, and this is just from a woman's perspective, I don't know. I wasn't raised by a Black man, unfortunately. But I feel like a lot of our Black men really they weren't taught how to be vulnerable, and and so they're not comfortable with it, right? But men are often less open with their emotions. But a man who is in love with you, he will feel safe with you, and he will feel safe enough to show you his vulnerabilities. This can mean sharing his fears, his insecurities, or his past success have helped shape him, right? Most men don't want to talk about getting their heart broken. Let me take a sip on that one. And I'm going to say it again. Most men don't want to talk about getting their heart broken. Most men don't talk about, most men don't talk about, man, I fucked that shit up. They might, you know what I mean? They might, I don't know. I'm not in the conversations after I deuce, but like most men not open and honest with that. Because ego. So, if he shares his personal stories or let his guard down, it shows he trusts you and he is comfortable being authentic with you. Vulnerability is often a strong indicator of emotional intimacy and love. When that man can be vulnerable, sis, let him. When that man is vulnerable, please don't shut him down. Because then you send in another black man, especially a black man. I feel like I could be picking, but that's only because I've only experienced black men and I only desire to experience black men. Sorry, no offense to anybody or their preferences, but that's just what I prefer. Then you send him out into the world being angry, talking about bitches and then we got and women like us, and then we gotta or I'm sorry, because I'm not in the business of healing no man. You got to come to me on your own journey. I'm gonna say that again. I am not in the business of patching together no man. You have to come to me on your own journey. Because just like I have to come to you on my own journey, it is not your responsibility to heal anybody. It's not anybody's responsibility to heal me. However, you have women who feel like, oh, I can fix him. I can help him, and then those women in turn are hurt and broken and whatever the case may be because of his hurts, because hurt people, right? So when that man open up his feelings, girl, let him tell you how he feel. Don't shut him down. If he start to cry, girl, you fuck around, find out. I don't know. It depends. Because he can't be no crybaby. However, I am open to having, a man express his feelings to me that is full of emotion, and not emotion like anger, but emotion like love. I'm open to that. So, and I ain't shutting anybody down. Okay, so he values your opinion and he seeks your input. A man who values your thoughts and input is showing respect and admiration. He may ask you for your opinion on decisions from important matters to everyday things because he genuinely wants to know what you think. That was my ice machine, y'all. Especially when it comes to like finances, right? Like, hey, I was thinking about making this investment. What do you think about it? Because at the end of the day, you are supposed to be a helpmate. You are supposed to be a teammate. I'll say that. And he is supposed to be your teammate. So whatever that looked like for y'all, if I'm telling him I got some business ideas or business goals that I want to pursue, and we got a hell of a savings, or individually, I got this, or he telling me that he got a business idea that he was thinking of, and he got this savings, and he ain't asking me for shit, but he just want my opinion on it. What do I think? A lot of the times, first of all, we already know in a chess game, the woman is the most important piece on the board, right? So she think different, she move different. So of course, if that man cares about you, he's going to seek your advice when it comes to making moves, because he like, okay, what do you see that I can't? You know what I mean? Especially if, because women intuition, I don't know about y'all, but women intuition is on point like a motherfucker. Okay, especially mine, especially because of just my journey, right? So, if he coming to you and he's like, hey man, I got this idea. What do you think? What do you think about this? That man, he kind of value what you think. He kind of value that mindset. He kind of value, you know what I mean? Your place in his life. So you can see if he consults you about his life decisions, things that matter to him. And this shows that he considered you a partner and or a prospective partner in his life and in his experience. Okay. Another thing, he's physically affectionate and attentive. Um, another one of my love languages is physical touch. So give me a little smack on the ass. You know what I mean? To let me know I still got you got it, girl. You got it. Let me know I still got it. Let me know that I look good today. Oh, and words of affirmations. Although I affirm my damn self, words of affirmation for me is just, confirming what I already know. Not to say it on no big headed type stuff, but I know I'm that girl. I know I'm that woman. I know what kind of woman I am. I know what I have to offer. I know the kind of love that I know the kind of healing that I give. And everybody just can't have access to that. That's just a disclaimer. Boop, boop. But anyway, but yeah, so him confirming what I'm already affirming for me, that's dope. And also like he got to be a safe place. He got to be a safe person. And he's got to be a provider. And I'm not talking about provider like monetary all the time. But yes, that too. But mentally, emotionally, physically, like you have to be able to pour into me in the way that I pour into you. You have to. You can't drain me because then that we're unequally yoked. And we don't do that over here. Not in our 40s. So physical affection, such as holding hands, hugging, and touching your shoulder or smacking on the ass, is a common way to express love. If he often reaches out to hold your hand, rub your feet, put his arm around you, or simply just like to be up like close, like damn, bro, you trying to be in my skin. He love you, girl. It's likely that he has strong feelings. Like, I've had experiences where maybe like we were sharing the same bed and a bitch couldn't breathe like all night. Like, I'm hot, bro. Dang, you know what I mean? Like, can I get a little space, please? No, I'm just saying. But for me, those were confirmations in those experiences that they cared, right? So physical closeness is more meaningful when it's consistent and natural, showing that he's comfortable and he's happy being close to you without it always leading to sex. Sometimes, I don't care how tough, how big, how muscular, how manly, how much of a provider that man is. Sometimes he want to be the little spoon. Sometimes he want to be the little spoon, sis. Spoon that man. And sir, don't be ashamed because we love it out here. We love it. We love to cuddle our mans. Okay. Without it always leading to intimacy. We don't always gotta answer the SEX, right? We don't always gotta do that. But All right. Here's like a big one for me. I know I probably said that for like a couple of them. But this one is like hands down top tier. That's how I know. He's protective, but he's not controlling. A man in love will naturally want to protect you. He will naturally ensure that you feel safe and supported, whether it's with him. It could be people in your family. It could be kids. It could be whatever. Hey, that's my woman. Don't talk to her like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you know when that man is protective of you. He'll care about your well-being, but he won't try to control, or restrict you from being who you are. I seen a post. The other day. I think it said something. It was like a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, because I've been on socials for a little minute. It said, it was something like, I don't want a man to, like, I want to be able to be, it was something like, in a sense, like, I want to be able to be out with my guy and let my hair down and not have him try to control me, but have him sit back and be like, that's my chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, there she go again. That's my baby. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't gonna try to control you. He gonna let you be you. And for me, especially like if I'm out and about in the atmosphere, I love music. Music is my therapy. So if I'm out and I'm letting my hair down and I'm always aware of my surroundings, at least I try to be, and I'm just vibing and I'm having a good time, I might be listening to the music. I might be throwing that ass back. I might be doing whatever. Not on anybody, especially if I got a man, because I'm just not disrespectful like that. But you know what I mean? Like, I need somebody that be like that ain't insecure in that, because I just, especially, let the Tamia Hustle come on. First of all, I ain't did Tamia Hustle in a minute. Florida, what's up? What's up? Because I feel like I ain't felt the vibes in a minute. No, just wait. But yeah. I'm just one of those, I love to have a good time, and I don't need nobody stopping my flow. I need you to respect my freedom and respect my space, right? So healthy protectiveness involves acting. Healthy protectiveness involves actions like checking in on you to see if you made it home safely and supporting you in difficult times while also respecting your independence. Okay. So yes, you gotta be a safe space. You know what I mean? Like, make sure he's a safe space. Make sure that, not aggressive, but make sure that that's somebody you can count on, because people in this world are crazy. Okay. And some people and men are disrespectful, and some of them don't have no respect for women. That's just it, because they weren't raised by one. Not raised by one, because I feel like men definitely benefit better by being raised by men, for sure, as evidenced by I have 3 boys. And I thank God for the male figures in their lives, and their father. But some men have no regard for the black, especially the black woman. And I hate that. And I love the fact that God gave me 3 boys, right? Because I know my boys won't play about me, and I know they won't play about me. But the black woman is so unprotected in this world. It's sad to say. It is sad to say. And most of the time, it's by the black man. But I feel like there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of anger towards the wrong black woman. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. He's proud to introduce you to his friends and his family. I'm gonna say it again, girl. Just in case you didn't hear me, sis. He is proud. Proud. Can we slow it down? Proud to introduce you to his friends and his family. A man in love with you will be eager to introduce you to the people that are important to him and his life. Oh, excuse me. me drink some water. Okay. And I've had that experience before, girl. I'm blessed to say that I have. He'll want his friends and his family to know about you and will be happy to include you in gatherings and family events. I just want to take a pause. Because, baby, and this was my first experience. Y'all like my hair? I gotta clip my ends, so I'm gonna straighten it soon. Sorry, I know this is off topic, Lord. See how I just jumped? That's that Pisces in there. Anyway. It was my first experience. When I won't call him my first love because my first boyfriend we were together for 9 years actually. Cause I'm a wife at heart. No, I'm just playing. We were together for 9 years. Anyway, we were dating a couple months. And when I tell you, this dude forced me to meet his mom. I was not ready. I feel like I might have been in a swimsuit because we had just, we was just down at we was kids, okay? And we were just swimming at one of like the neighborhood friends' house, just all the kids. And we just been, walking our chance. I mean, my body is still, but my body was snatched. No kids, no belly, no nothing. This dude picked me up because he was like, hey, man, I want you to meet my mom. And I was like, your mom? My edge is not snapped. I need a perm because at that time I was permed. I went natural like this. And I was like, no, I'm not ready to meet your mom. Now, hindsight, he probably could have respected that I wasn't ready to meet his mom. It was kind of awkward. She was sitting outside. However, he was like, oh, you gonna be my mom today? Snatch! Walked me down here like, you know what I mean? When you are important to that person, they will make sure that you meet the people who are important to them. Okay? They will. And we were kids, so, but yes. Notice if he makes an effort to involve you in his social circles, and he doesn't hesitate to show his affection in front of others too. That's another thing. That is another thing. Let me tell y'all something. Somebody who is in love with you, like really, really in love with you, and this is what I've grown to realize, and I thank God that I've got to experience. I've had my experiences to know, what I know here in my 40s. But a man who is in love with you or a person who is in love with you won't give a damn about being embarrassed, won't give a damn about being made a fool. Won't give a damn, excuse me, scratch that, because you got me jacked up. But won't give a damn about making a fool of themselves. That's it. Baby. Fuck that ego. I love you. I want to be with you. This is what I want. I'm sorry the way whatever it was, or forget about them other girls. I'm coming to you because this is where my heart is at and this is what I want. A man or a person, sir, a woman, a man who is in love with you won't hesitate to make sure that you know that shit. They won't play about you. They won't play about you at all. And they won't care about who's around. They won't care about who around at all. Because I've had niggas make fool of themselves about me. Not that that's cute. Not that that's what I wanted. At that time, I had my own issues. Because I was a kid and I was a fatherless daughter. So I have my own issues, abandonment issues and things like that. But we'll talk about that in a different story. I feel like we already have. However, I had people not play about me. I know what that feel like. I know what it's like when somebody claims that they love you and really do love you. And I know what it is when somebody claims that they love you or they care about you or they want to be with you and really just want access to you. And there is a difference, sis. There's a difference. There's a difference when somebody really, really genuinely care about you and really want you in their life and when they just want access to you. For whatever reason why they want access. It could be sex. It could be just for their ego. Just to see if they still got it. No, you don't. Not with me, sir. Come correct or not at all. So this shows, so the fact that he's makes an effort to make sure that you're involved in social circles and he don't hesitate to love on you, to kiss you, to hug you, to speak, no matter who around. This shows that he's proud of you and he wants you to feel welcome into his life. And if he's doing anything opposite of what I just said, that man don't want you, sis. Another thing, he is consistent and he's reliable, right? Inconsistency is a real key if that man really wants you in his life or not. That's it. Regardless to lip service, regardless to what, if he's consistent, all right, he might have some stuff he got to heal from, some stuff he got to uproot, right? Because we all do. I haven't never met a person, at least yet, that didn't have an experience in their life, right? So if he's consistent and reliable, that man could be in love with you, sis. Love isn't just about grand gestures. Oh, I bought you this, or oh, I got you this, or oh, I did this, and do you like this? It's about the consistency. I gotta hear from you every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta feel your energy in the morning because I feel like you're most peaceful in the morning. And I want some of that peace. I feel like I gotta check on you throughout the day just to make sure you're having a good day, because if not, what can I do to fix it? It's the consistency in, the experience. A man in love with you will show up for you consistently, follow through in his promises, and prove to be a reliable partner. Now, you can pay attention to whether he's dependable and he keeps his word. If he don't, maybe he got a lot of stuff going on. Maybe it's not you, or maybe he's keeping his word to somebody else. Consistency builds trust, which is fundamental in any loving relationship, okay? So if he's consistent, he keep his word and he follow through with what he gonna do. If he say, I'm gonna be there in the morning, I want to sit on your porch because the way my house is set up, there's a really good sunset that can be seen. I seen it from my office and I was like, man, that is so beautiful. And I didn't even realize that. And I just noticed that after a year of living in this house. It's so beautiful. Or I want to go get coffee so we can watch the sunrise together. And he followed through with his word. Or he say, hey, I'm going to come wash your car. Or I'm going to come get your oil changed. And he followed through, whatever it is. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't necessarily mean that he got to be doing this and he got to be doing that. But if he keep his word, whatever it is, if he say, I'm going to call you later. If he say, I'm going to call you later, and you don't hear from that man until the next day or until 2 days later, or you don't hear from that man at all. All right, another thing. He supports you during tough times. A man who is in love with you will be there for you when you need support. Whether you're going through a personal challenge or just having a bad day, he will show empathy and will try to lift your spirits and help you find solutions. He will help you find solutions because most men are providers, they're protectors, and they want to solve problems. If you have a problem, and just like the guy that I told you years ago, I had a problem. I had furniture. I needed to put the feet on. I didn't have tools. I didn't even have to ask him, right? He naturally was like, he's seen the problem. I'll be back, and came and fixed what the problem was. Most men who love you or who care about you, you know, they will try to do things to kind of support you, right? And to help you find solutions. So if he's willing to be there for you when things aren't perfect, it shows that he's committed, right? Because everybody want to be around when shit is going good. Everybody, friends, family, everybody want to be around when the shit is going good. But who do you have in your corner when it's not? That's the real deal. It shows that he's truly committed and he cares about your well-being beyond the things that make you happy or beyond the happy moments, okay? Another thing, he'll remember small details about you. A man who loves you will pay attention to the little things like your favorite coffee order, the way you like your favorite meal, or important dates and events in your life. Anybody who knows me know birthdays are important for me. I mean, because I'm a Virgo and my birthday is what it is. But it's a national holiday every time. Baby, you don't remember my birthday? You might as well. You might as well be Where's Waldo? Because you're a non-factor for me. Anyway. But no, if he remembers things or if he pays attention to things, like I said, like, you know, what makes you happy, or if you mention something more than once, which you shouldn't have to mention, not in my 40s, not more than once, but if you mention something more than once and he go out of his way to make it happen, he probably care about you. I had a guy, you know, talk about my sleep patterns and the way I slept. Apparently he was watching me sleep. Creep. No, I'm just playing. Creep. No, just playing. No. At the time it was romantic. It was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Obviously, you know, obviously that didn't work out. But it was a beautiful experience for what it was. For when it was. If he brings up things you've mentioned in the past or is surprising you with thoughtful gestures, it shows he's attentive and he values the details that make you unique. Yeah, if he pays attention, you know, to the details or things that you mentioned that you want to do and he make it happen. Like for me, I don't know. Long drives are it for me. Long drives are it for me. And so being a passenger princess is everything. Being a passenger princess is everything. I just want to be able to just vibe into the music. This is how we do it. All night, breezing down the freeway. Just me and my baby. Hey, in our vibe. I just want to be able to just be cute. Girl, that's it. No, it's not. I just like to be cute in the passenger seat and feel taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you have somebody that's like, if you mention, okay, I like long drives, and that person just like, hey, come on, let's go for a ride. Where we going? Just vibing. That's it right there, right? Yeah, so pay attention to that. If he's going out of his way just to make sure or just to do thoughtful things, okay? If he talks about we instead of I, when a man is in love, he'll start to think in terms of we instead of I, naturally including you in his plans and ideas for the future. Now, like I said, just because a man gets you pregnant or just because a man wants you to have his baby don't necessarily mean that he wants you in his life. Like he want you as that person to be with for the rest of his life. No, that just means that you're a good candidate to carry his child and possibly he won't access to you for the rest of your life. No. However, if he's talking about buying a house, he's talking about getting married. If, not just lip service, but actually, because you really don't know when a man is planning to propose, right? Because it's obviously supposed to be a surprise. But you'll know, like I said, he started talking about we. So this is what I want to do for us in the future. I want us to buy a house. I want us to, we need to get our passports. Like, let's travel. Let's go on a cruise. Stuff like that, right? Notice if he talks about plans or decisions with you in mind, you got to be included, indicating that you're a part of his life and you're a part of his life for the long run, for the long haul. Yeah. And he considers you and your feelings and your thoughts, right? Because I know, like years ago, I dated a guy who wasn't living in the same state that I was living in, and he had been there in the state that I was in for however long that he had been there. And we had created a connection. He was planning to move back to where he was. And for me, it was, it was like, well, damn, But for him, it was, this is what he was doing. Does that make sense? So, and I don't consider myself to have been a thought in his plans because, that's what he wanted to do. So consider, that's how you know when somebody loves you, though. When he's making plans and they include you, right? And he's making plans with you in mind. Because, do long distance relationships really work? Probably not, right? He's willing to apologize and work on conflicts. So love involves humility. And the willingness to apologize when necessary. A man who is in love with you would be willing to admit when he is wrong and work through any conflicts constructively. Not just what you did and you did and you did and y'all arguing, because who the fuck likes to argue? In my first relationship, I was with for 9 years. We argued the entire 9 years. And that was years ago. Like, damn. Y'all, that was almost 20 years ago. No, it was 20, 21, 22. It's like 24 years ago. Dang, I'm old, y'all. That was like 25 years ago. Can y'all believe that? Man, I am seasoned. Okay, listen. But we argued the whole 9 years. And I just and even like, you know, in my divorce, my marriage divorce, baby, that was toxic as fuck. I don't argue. 2 + 2 is 5. I don't argue. We can talk about whatever it is, but the minute you get to raising your voice, the conversation is over. I was just talking to a couple the other day who said that they feel like hanging up and walking away is the most disrespectful thing you can do. Not when a conversation going left. And I get it, but you have to have the maturity to, okay, this conversation is heated. First of all, why is the conversation heated? Because I have an opinion, you have an opinion. I don't need to force you to try to think the way I think, and you don't need to force me to try to think the way you think. So why is it even heated? We should just be sharing. But if the conversation is heated and you getting aggressive, baby, click. Bless the Lord. Please work on me. Because maybe, you know, this man gonna be like, no, that don't work for me. Well, I'm gonna need you to check your tone when you're talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Like in the most respectful way. You cannot, because I'm triggered, because I have trauma. You can't raise your voice at me. Conversation over. So constructively, you know, he's willing to admit, like, you know what, I was wrong in the way I responded. Or even you, I was wrong, baby, in the way that I responded. I was wrong for saying this, or I was wrong for walking away. Only reason why I walked away is because I felt like the conversation was getting heated. Please forgive me, but I just feel like we need to find a better way to communicate, right? Communication is key. But if he's open to compromise and genuinely apologizes when he's hurt you, it shows that he values the relationship and is committed to making it work. Because a lot of the times, it's my way or the highway. A lot of the times, people only have or only care about their perspective and what they can gain and what they want out of the situation. Okay. And another thing that you know if that man is in love with you is if he invests time and effort in the relationship. Time is one of the most valuable things that a person can give, and that you can't take it back. That's why I am very selective with who I give my time to. And a man in love with you will make time for you regardless of how busy he is. He'll prioritize spending quality time with you and putting effort in making the relationship thrive. Without always having to have people around, because quality time is just that. Quality time. We ain't always got to be with your family. You better call Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? We ain't always got to be with Tyrone now. However, you know, building relationships and being around family and stuff like that lets me know as well sometimes, you know, how much you care about me. So consistently putting effort into dating, into dates, conversation, and shared activities shows he's genuinely invested in nurturing your connection. Okay. And then the last one that I have here, the last sign that he is in love with you, and the last tip that I can provide is he celebrates your successes and encourages you to thrive. I'm sorry. See? I'm sorry. I am not with my girlfriend right now. My bad, y'all. Okay. So a man in love with you would genuinely be happy for your achievements, and he won't feel threatened by your success. He'll celebrate your victories, no matter how big or small, and encourage you to pursue your goals. He celebrates your success. He encourages you to do your absolute best, right? He don't try to stop you. I've had that happen as well. You know, where people were threatened, because it ain't just one particular person. And honestly, that has a lot to do with me, because why am I attracting men into my life who don't want to see me thrive, right? But that was then. This is my new life. But yeah, when that man encourages you to be the best that you can be, and he provides tips, and he, helps you to grow and thrive and to become the best you, the highest version, that man is in love with you. Because he's not threatened. He know exactly who you are and what you could possibly be for him and y'all future, and y'all future goals, and y'all future children, and whatever the case may be. Okay. So pay attention to whether he shows enthusiasm for your accomplishments and is supportive of all your ambition. His encouragement shows he's committed to your growth and your happiness. Do not allow somebody to stop you, and also to stop you from thriving, but also don't let them make you feel guilty because you got goals. You know, but also don't allow them goals to define you either, because I tell people all the time, outside of the degrees, outside of anything that I could possibly have, the car, the house, the everything, if you strip me down to the bare minimum, if you strip me down to nothing, I am that woman. Hands down, I am that woman. I know exactly what kind of love that I can offer. I know exactly what kind of healing that I can offer. I know exactly what kind of compassion that I offer. I know that mentally, my mentality, and I thank God for everybody who has ever poured into me. And I thank God for all the traumas that I've had to experience in my life, because it shaped and molded me into the woman that I am today. But can't nobody take away from that. And you know what I mean? Like, so my worth is not centered around the things that I have accomplished. Absolutely not. My worth is because I am simply worthy of everything and then some, right? The sky is the sky is not the limit, but it's just the beginning. Okay. So yeah, don't allow, your accomplishments to define you. But go after them goals. And if you got somebody that's in your life who encourages you to go after them goals, hold on to them. Hold on to him, because he knows how much of a benefit that's going to be for y'all as a unit, right? And he's secure. He's secure within himself, you know. So recognizing love. Excuse me. Sorry, that's my coffee. Recognizing love can sometimes be scary. It can sometimes be, especially when it's new, especially when you've been through things in your life and your experience. That shit can be scary, you know? That shit can be scary. You just never know what somebody experienced, or what they, what they're healing from. So have grace. Give yourself grace. I know I do. And yeah. But recognizing love can sometimes be scary. But when somebody showed you consistency and consistent patterns, and the way they care for you, the way they respect you, and the way they support you, those are definitely clear indications that that person loves you, or cares about you, or sees you as a vital person, or a valuable person in their life or in their experience and what they want to experience, right? So looking for those behaviors and kind of weed through what, it looks like when somebody don't love you, or somebody is taking advantage of you, or when somebody don't care about you. Okay. So, and then, it'll help you to get a better understanding by looking at the guy's behaviors, it can kind of give you a better understanding on his feelings and his intentions towards you. Because people will give you lip service, especially if you don't recognize that that's exactly what it is, right? People will say, man, I just gotta have you in my life. I love you so much. You are the love of my life. You are my soulmate. But where's the proof? Where's the consistency? And by the proof, I mean the consistency. You know what I mean? Where's the time? Where's the effort? Where's the protection? Don't just give lip service. So I hope this message resonated. And I hope that you gained something out of it. I feel like I'm kind of getting the hang of going live. I know that I go live and sometimes I might chit chat. And also pay attention to my channel because I feel like I might need to organize it. My Virgo is kicking in. Because sometimes I just go live to chat just to, feel the vibe and kind of get some good energy and pour in some good energy. And sometimes now I'm deciding to go live with actual topics. So pay attention to that. I'll try to organize my channel so that it can be a little bit more organized into like compartments, I guess. But yeah, I hope this message resonated. If it do, please like, share, and subscribe. Give it a thumbs up because it does help my channel grow. And yeah, leave comments and topics of what you want to hear or see next. And subscribe, like I said, and come back. I hope to see you again. And yeah, make sure you stay tuned because there's plenty more videos where this one came from, okay?